What's up guys, Romy here. We are back with my WBP Jack Polish AKM. It's been a while. First things first, we're gonna unload show clear. Nothing in the magazine here, safety down. Nothing in the chamber, we are all clear guys. It's been a long time since I made an update on my WBP Jack here. Remember the first videos I made on my YouTube channel were about this exact gun, okay? So let's just recap real quick here. I got this rifle back in around June of 2022. I think it was right when I was about to finish school. And I've been shooting it ever since then. So it's about 2.5 years now actually. And since then, I've completed 5 cases of my leftover Russian stash. Steel case ammo mostly, so 5,000 rounds. Plus possibly like another 400 or 500 rounds depending, because I let a lot of people shoot this rifle, shoot their ammo and stuff too. But basically the main point of this video for today is just going to be an update on my specific WBP Jack AKM. For a lot of you guys watching this video, you might be in the market to pick up your first AK, or maybe you're just looking to see what are the options that are currently available on the US market. And I'm going to go over really the main things that I think about when in regards to owning AKs here in the US in the current timeline, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's definitely not the best time to get into the AK game, especially if you're shooting the combat calibers like 7.62x39 and 5.45. We'll talk about that more at the end of the video, okay? But first things first, let's talk about some of the main things that I think about when it comes to owning and shooting AKs. All right, number one, reliability. The gun has to work. The gun has to function properly. That's what people always talk about when it comes to AKs, right? How reliable they are, stuff like that. Okay, so this particular one, I've shot 5,000 rounds plus through it, 0 issues. And when I say 0, I literally mean 0 issues. No malfunctions, no weird cases being stuck, no failure to ejects, no failure to feeds, no weird issue where the bolt carrier is like stuck in the back, nothing like that, okay? Nothing weird, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing blew up. Magazines, I've ran a lot of magazines through this gun. Bakelite mags, good to go. Hungarian 20 round tanker mags, good to go. Polish steel, and some of the random like European steel mags, good to go. I got 2 like sort of rare-ish Chinese mags that are really cool. They don't have the ribbed portion, so that's pretty neat. It's fine. US mag, right? P mags, good to go. I think this one, if I remember correctly, is shipped with like a US Palm mag or something like a Tango Down mag, some sort of a polymer mag. It's fine. Everything works well. Okay, so that's the main thing. No magazine fitment issues, and most of the time when you do have issues with like feeding and stuff like that, it's really magazine related. All right. Now, next thing is going to be the ammo itself. A lot of times when you're shooting the Russian steel case stuff, once in a while you may come across like a batch of ammo that has like slightly hard primers, and sometimes you get light primer strikes. Personally, I've never heard of that happening, but people have noted that there are such thing as like a hard primer 7.62x39 ammo, okay? I haven't encountered it, but to be honest with you, even through those rounds that I fired, never had a light primer strike, okay? And again, that's really ammo related. It's not anything about the gun. Main thing is that you rack it, load the magazine, pull the trigger, it goes bang every single time. No issues there. So we got the reliability portion out of the way, right? We all know that the gun is well made. Let's talk about the fit, the finish of it. Check on the wear and tear of the gun too, because 5,000 rounds, big picture, like it's not a lot of rounds, but I want to make sure that the parts look right and there's no damage to the parts, and that the metallurgy or the metal components, they're not like made improperly or anything like that. All right, so first let's address the fit and finish. Okay, the gun from out of the box until now shooting it, 100% good to go. So what I mean by that is that the finish on the exterior of the rifle here, no rust, no chipping away on the paint, nothing like that. Everything's held up, okay? No rust at all. That's a really important thing because I live out here in the Pacific Northwest. All right, I'm south of Seattle a little bit. We shoot this and it's raining a lot outside all the time throughout the year. I shoot mainly this AK outdoors, and you'll see in a lot of my footage is raining, it's pouring, okay? A lot of times there's gonna be a layer of rainwater just sitting on top of the AK, on the metal, on the surfaces. Right? No rust, no issues. I have a friend who has like one of those little bore camera things, so we look down the bore. It is, you know, again, the Cold Hammer Forge chrome line barrel. No weird rusting down the barrel. Everything looks fine. On the outside, everything looks fine too. And I'm gonna do my best to post some close-up shots as best as I can with the iPhone. The only place that has just a tiny bit of rust is actually on the end of the trigger right here on the inside. And I think it's because on one of the range trips I just forgot to wipe it down. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna hit this with some WD-40 and a little bit of steel wool, and I should be able to get rid of it. But I just wanted to let you know and to be completely honest. Again, I'm just flipping around, but I'll have some close-up shots just to show you guys. Okay, the finish and everything has held up. The wood here, this is the original Polish wood, laminate wood that came with the rifle. If you buy it, the other color, the other wood furniture is gonna be a US made product, so I'm not really sure how well those hold up. But I know that for the Polish wood, it's been fine. It's been soaked in water. There's no weird like wood swelling at all. Everything's good. Everything's tight. There's no wobble. There's no nothing like that. Okay, everything's on secure. Nothing came loose. Again, the grip here, original Polish fatty. That's what people call it, the fatty grip. It's just a little bit fatter compared to the standard Soviet pistol grip, right? Originally, it was a US grip. I got rid of it, put this on because it just looks cooler and it's Polish, right? So it's awesome. Nothing's coming apart, nothing's loose. Now, talking about the finish, so the bolt carrier in our last video, it's the bolt carrier is not in the white. People sometimes mistake that because it looks like it's just, you know, pure metal. It's like a zinc finish. That's what they call it on the website. No rust or no issues at all. So that's the fit and finish of the rifle. So talking about the wear and tear, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a ton of people out here in the Pacific Northwest that shoot AKs. In my friend group, mostly I'm the AK guy, which is kind of sad to say. There are people out there that shoot AKs, but I don't think any of us are shooting it at a high enough volume to be able to like really see changes in like bolt carrier, changes in bolt face, and to see, you know, damages and stuff like that, or even like head spacing. I don't have head spacing gauge kits to be able to check the head space. But what I will say is that checking the bolt carrier, there's no issues, there's no burrs or anything like that, especially on the inside of the receiver as well. Checking the bolt face, everything looks fine. There's no weird like burrs or like chipping or damage. Extractor also looks fine. Usually on the, for what I've seen on the internet, okay, and I don't know from experience, the cheaper made domestic the US made AKs, sometimes if they're not made right, mostly it's because the parts are not made and heat treated right. You know, the bolts, bolt carrier, sometimes that kind of stuff. They just don't make it right, or maybe it's out of spec, and you'll see a little bit damaging, especially when the gun cycles over time. The metal starts falling apart a little bit. I have not seen that on this particular rifle. Now, in my friend group, I have this one. My friend Jonathan also has one as well with different furniture. His gun is perfectly fine as well. I shoot mine's more than he shoots his, mostly because of just the ammo situation. But both of our guns are fine. Okay? So that kind of covers the wear and tear. The parts are made well. Okay, they're made well. They're made to spec. Everything's functioning fine. I'm not qualified to talk about the metallurgy and that kind of stuff. It's just not me. I'm an enthusiast, right? I'm just a regular AK owner. But I will show you some close-up shots best I can, right? And from as far as I can tell, there's nothing weird, especially compared to some of my other AKs, my parts kits AKs. They look pretty much the same. The places where, you know, there's some contact points and stuff like that, but again, nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, no like big chunks of metal missing. So that pretty much covers the wear and tear and the fit and finish of the WBP Jack, or my WBP Jack AKM. Everything is good. Last thing I want to talk about is the shootability of the rifle. How does it feel to shoot it? How does it run? Okay, couple things. So mostly when I'm shooting my WBP Jack AKM, this has been one of my workhorse AKs, and I mainly shoot it outdoors, running and training. You'll see a lot of it in my footage. I don't torture test my AKs. I know that's a popular thing to do on the internet. InRange has a thing where they pour mud over the AKs and see the functions. To me, I don't think that's really something that I'm into, because I know that the AK is well built and its function. It's worked every single time I picked it up, put a mag in, rock the mag in, pull the charging handle, pull the trigger, it's gone, bang. Right? So for me, it's been doing the job that I needed to do. I don't like abuse my rifle, throw it against the ground and that kind of stuff. But I am a really clumsy person, so I have dropped this a good amount. Mostly it's outdoors on the gravel, and the gun is fine. I can't speak to that. I just wanted guys to let you know the way that I shoot my AK is different from other people on the internet who really put their AKs through the ringer. I hope that gives you guys a little bit of context. But talking about shooting the AK, all right. So first off, is the Polish or the WBP Jack Polish AKM, is it over gas? I do not think so. So what I mean by over gas is some people they say that shooting this model of AK is just way too much gas going into the action. Cases are like flying really far away. I don't agree with that at all because AKs are different from what people usually shoot here in the US, which is like AR-15s, direct impingement AR-15s. A lot of my friends only shoot 9mm striker fired Glock pistols, and they shoot 5.56 direct impingement AR-15s. So obviously when I hand this AK to them and they shoot it, and they're shooting a 7.62x39 cartridge, they definitely feel a little bit more recoil. What's more important when people talk about overgas is this AK overgas compared to other AKs on the current market, like the Arsenal, the 107s that you see, or even the Zastava ZPAP, M70s, right? Or is it M90? I think M70, that's right, M70. Is it overgas relative to those guns? I can't say because only one person I know owns a 107 and I shot his, and his seems more overgas than my gun. A lot of it I think is ammo dependent. It just depends on like what ammo and what lot, how much powder they got in there, that kind of stuff. But shooting the same ammo through my gun and his 107, I noticed that his 107 is actually it just is a little bit more punchy. You feel just a little bit more movement, stuff like that. He's also got polymer furniture to give you context. But no, guys, in no way, shape, or form do I think that the WBP Jack is overgassed out of the box. It functions. It does what it's supposed to do. It goes bang when you pull that trigger. Now, WBP does make the bolt carrier with the US KNS piston system already pre-attached. You can buy it in like a package for I think like 200 bucks or something. And that's pretty cool because it's, you know, drop in, good to go. Just remove your current one, slide it right in, and you can dial and tune how much gas you want going into the rifle. What that means is that you can have a very smooth shooting 7.62x39 AK, smooth. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's cool to have, you know, because it's just more comfortable to shoot. But I don't have an issue shooting this one with the stock piston, stock bolt carrier, and everything. All right, no weird settings on the gas and stuff like that. No BS, no BS here, guys. I'm shooting it stock, straight from the box, so no issues there. All right. Talking about shootability some more. So trigger, I'm gonna take the mag out, rack it back. Trigger still the same Polish fire control unit, right? Trigger is perfectly fine there. The front sight pose, again, nothing is drifting, nothing is moving, everything is tight. Rear sight here, when you shoot, this thing is not wobbling, this thing is stuck down, okay? So you're gonna have a good sight picture, nothing is moving. On some cheaper made AKs, I've seen one AK that was actually made by like a builder locally, and he didn't do a good job. I'm not sure if it was the parts that was wrong, but this thing, the rear sight leaf ladder, whatever, it would like bounce whenever he was shooting. It wasn't still like this one. It would actually like move up, so you could actually see it kind of shift up. It was really weird. No issues like that here. Just want to get that out of the way. Now, I'm gonna flip this around to kind of talk about this some more. The WBP Jack, the standard model, comes with the side rail. They make an SC version that does not have the side rail, which doesn't really make sense. I don't know why you would buy that unless you wanted just a clean look on the receiver. Get the regular version with the side rail. So previously in the other videos, I talked about shooting for accuracy on the Cold Hammer Forge chrome line barrel, right? You guys saw I had the Midwest Industries rail mount with like a fixed powered optic on top, a magnified optic. So what I found is that mount, it wasn't holding zero. It actually wobbled just a tiny enough. And I remember having a lot of issues shooting those groups. Sometimes I was able to get a consistent 6-inch group, but that just seemed like really like disproportionately large for this gun, right? It just didn't seem right. And then later on when I tried mounting it again, I could tell there's some wobble. I don't know if it's because I have a janky mount or what. I can't tell, to be honest with you guys, but I do want to revisit that issue and try to get a better mount. In the US market, we have a couple domestically made mounts that are supposed to be pretty good. The Midwest Industry one, there's RS Regulate, which are very, very sought after and supposed to be really good because they're customizable, but they're just hard to get. Whenever I check the website, they're usually like out of stock or something. But I do want to revisit and get a good mount. WBP does make their own side rail mount thing, and that's one supposed to be good. My friend Fred bought me one of those, but man, I have like really bad luck or something because one of the pieces in there is like wedged out of the box, and so I can't even get it to work. I'm trying to fight Atlantic Firearms on that one to see if I can get it to work. All right, but anyways, I will revisit the accuracy of the barrel. I will tell you guys this though. So shooting with the irons, and I'm not the greatest person shooting iron sights because from my eyes I see a lot of like double image, especially the up close. This just looks fuzzy. I will say this though, I can keep like 8 to 10 rounds within a roughly 3 to 4 inch sticker at about 80 yards or so. One of the spots I go out to shoot, they have like a bench array set up, and the furthest next to the berm is about 80 yards. At my local range outdoor, that's 50 yards sitting on the bench, I can keep at least 5 rounds within a 3 inch circle. So just do that information what you will, but I will try to revisit the accuracy portion of this AK when I can get the mounting system figured out. Okay, to be continued. But yeah, guys, overall, I will say this: if you're watching this video and you're in the market for your first AK, or maybe you're just looking to pick one of these up, highly recommend. 10 out of 10 in the current market. The WBP Jack model, still good to go. All right, I would recommend it. My friend got one, I got one, and the people that I met that own these, and they've been pretty happy with them. Okay, but to be honest with you, the real question you should be asking yourself is whether or not it's a good time to get into AKs, or is it even worth owning AK in the current market, right? 7.62x39 is still very, very expensive and is somewhat difficult to find. There is US made ammo. PSA, Palmetto State Armory is making 7.62x39 steel case ammo. It's domestically made. It's also 50 cents a round. 50 cents a round. So that's $500 for a case of 1,000 rounds. It's not cheap relative to other stuff. There is still the Russian commercial ammo on the market. A lot of WBP, a lot of Wolf, it's still floating around. I found some locally from some people who just stashed them away, kind of like myself, to be honest. And they're selling them like $500, $600 a case, something like that. I know what I got. So it's like those guys, it's just the state of things right now. Not a great time to be shooting AKs. You can buy them, you can own them, but shooting them is a whole different story if you can afford it, if you can find the ammo. Right? But no, don't let them discourage you. I think things will get better. I have my hopes. I think PSA is gonna deliver. They just need time. They need time to tool up, make more of that ammo. But until then, guys, AKs are awesome. Right? They always been awesome. They always will be awesome. I'm gonna keep shooting this. This is again one of the workhorse AKs that I have. Whenever my friends and family they want to shoot an AK, because a lot of people like to bring their stuff out, especially on some of the ranges I've been to when they do like a range meet. People sometimes they're kind of reluctant to bring out AK, shoot, especially because of the ammo situation we just talked about. But until then, guys, WBP Jack AK 10 out of 10 would still recommend. Right? You can't go wrong. You won't go wrong if you pick one of these models up. Zastava M70s, the new ones, Z-Paps. I don't know a whole lot about them because none of my friends own one. I haven't shot it very much. I've held some, but they seem to be pretty well built too. The current market, this model goes for about somewhere between 1,000 to 1,100 US dollars. So I think that's a fair buy, all things considered. If you're not looking at some of the other like premium options like Arsenal and whatnot, I don't even think it's worth it, to be honest. Go WBP, all right? WBP Jack is the way to go. All right. Any questions at all? Post it down in the comments. I'll get back to you real soon. A lot of the footage that you see is just random bits of me shooting over the course of 2.5 years, the last 2.5 years. I'm gonna keep shooting this as well too. Let's try to post some other videos in the meantime. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I'm still shooting this. This is still awesome, and hopefully I can post a accuracy video once I figure out the mounting solution with the optics. All right. Yeah, guys, any questions, ask them down below. Take care.